NBA season, but a lot of people are wanting them to tank. Some people are wanting them to try to make a playoff run. They can either go either way. You know, they definitely have pieces to do either one of the things, but in this video, we're going to try to at the very least, get Toronto into a good spot for the future. So make sure you do like the video. If you do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to look at all my other content if you want to see whatever other sort of videos I do. And also comment down below maybe another team I should try to rebuild. Should be pretty interesting. These are definitely one of my favorite things to do for sure. So obviously in Toronto, they have a big time rookie in Scotty Barnes, but they also have some big time vets that definitely have some pretty interesting contracts. And obviously I think the major one everyone talks about is what to do with this man, Pascal Siakam. Obviously, Toronto is definitely a place that has a plethora of forwards. Their guard play is pretty good, not a lot of bigs. So for my first trade, I'm definitely going to be trying to see what I can do with Pascal Siakam. I think even in real life, Toronto is not already decided to trade Pascal, but has definitely been fishing out for what they could get back in Pascal Siakam, since Scotty Barnes is having such good early on success in the real life NBA season. Definitely Pascal Siakam does have some trade value. Definitely there's a trade for Russell Westbrook, definitely not doing that. But if they could trade for maybe a young center, maybe like a James Wiseman, there's one right there for Wendell Carter Jr. I think a young big to maybe play alongside very well with Scotty Barnes, and obviously like Gary Trent Jr. and all the other young players they have over there could be interesting. There's also this trade here for Kristaps Porzingis. Now that's definitely more of a 2K trade, not really a real life one. I don't really see that really working out in Toronto's favor all that much, unless again somehow Porzingis turns back the clock. There's one there for Sabonis, but it doesn't really fix anything. There's Christian Wood, who can definitely play that center position pretty well, but I don't know. I want to see what else. I want to get at least the max amount of potential I can get out of this trade. There's one here for DeJounte Murray, but I know as I think right now, Fred VanVleet actually has the starting point guard role and is actually doing a pretty okay job at it. So center position is definitely what we're looking for. And Porzingis looks like he might be the best bet. I mean, obviously the three-point shooting of Porzingis is what really intrigues me, him being able to stretch the floor a lot for someone like Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby to really attack the basket a lot. But man, you guys know I really try to make my first trades, I don't want to say as realistic as possible, but definitely like a realistic style of trades. And of course for Dallas, this trade would be absolutely amazing, but I have a different one in mind. I think getting a big-time rim protector could really help out this team a lot. One that can also grow in potential, and one that already shown a lot of sparks on being a very high potential guy. Also getting a good role veteran to really help out, again, mold these other young guys on the team, but also play some good high minutes with the other vets. I'm making this trade for Jared Allen and Ricky Rubio from Cleveland. I think that's a really good trade. It's one I just sort of saw after doing a couple of different other trade possibilities, and this one here is just like, again, nothing really too crazy. I get Tate from the Houston Rockets. That one's probably the least of the realistic between the two trades, but I really like this. You know what, I think, obviously, of course, for Cleveland, getting Pascal Siakam, maybe that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because again, Pascal plays a big, but him playing the 3, and then you can have Larry Markin at the 4, and then you have Evan Mobley at the 5. That's definitely a way better scenario than what they're going on with right now. So, and then with us, we get a long under contract center to play alongside, again, Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby. I think this is definitely not bad. I mean, if we don't make the playoffs, we still have our draft. Wait, no. Did we just trade our draft pick? I think we just traded our draft pick. Well, I think we're going to try to win this year then. The only thing I'm really nervous about is Fred VanVleet and what he's going to do for this team. Of course, him at point guard definitely isn't bad. Even in real life, he's actually doing a pretty decent job. I think he's averaging about 6 assists a game, which is pretty decent for, a more of a predominant shooter, shooting guard. Definitely more of a 2 guard, but first game wasn't trying to make this first season like realistic, I would take this trade in a heartbeat. Maybe I will come back to this, but wow, DeJounte Murray's literally an 86, 87 overall already. What are they doing to this man in San Antonio? Oh, that's crazy. I really wanted to take that trade, but again, usually my first season when I do these rebuilds, I try to make it somewhat realistic or try to keep the team together and see what I can do with it. But anyways, as you guys can see, we are the sixth seed, sixth seed, which definitely isn't too crazy. We're just barely behind the Brooklyn Nets in the playoff hunt. Looks like they still have the same old team, as do we. Oh, one thing I did forget to do is take Patrick Williams out for the season. That's one thing I did forget to do, but I don't think that's really going to change a whole lot. I did give the Nets back Kyrie halfway through the season. I did the same thing for Klay Thompson as well, and Ben Simmons as well, so I still have Kawhi out for the Clippers because obviously he's not going to be back in the NBA till, I don't know, I think probably like what, March maybe. I think that's what they're aiming for, March or May, right before the playoffs. But even, it doesn't matter because the Clippers are still 4th in the NBA and the Lakers are actually number 1 with LeBron, AD, and Westbrook looking pretty good. I mean, obviously in 2K, they're definitely going to be a lot better than in real life, but like I said, the Kawhi-less Clippers team seems to always do really well. Paul George is putting up some crazy numbers in 2K, I bet. That's pretty cool to see, but yeah. Then we're going to check out how our guys are doing, and would you look at that? Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby are absolutely killing the game. These guys are definitely our dynamic duo as of right now. And then Fred VanVleet's actually doing pretty good, and my boy Gary Trent Jr. was definitely one of my favorite players in the NBA, who I think had 6 steals the other night. That's pretty wild, but Jared Allen, I didn't make a trade for him to make him a sort of super impactful player, but he's definitely a guy who's really filling his spot really well. Obviously, averaging high rebounds, good shot blocker as well, so that's pretty nice. But Fred VanVleet, I don't know. Is this good enough? It's actually pretty good. You know what? Like I said, as long as we meet the playoffs, I'm not gonna be too upset. Even if we win our first round, I think that's definitely way overachieving. But Scotty Barnes wins Rookie of the Year over Cade Cunningham, which is looking definitely like a possibility in real life because Cade Cunningham is struggling heavily. But Bam Adebayo wins Most Improved Player, which is definitely very weird. It looks like come on, third team, come on, please, third. We did not get anyone on the All NBA team, which is definitely pretty annoying. But as you can see, for the playoff races, Utah number 1 seed in the West, Bucks number 1 seed in the East, and we are the 8th seed. So we are fighting for our playoff lives. And guess what? We have to win a play-in series game against the Brooklyn Nets. That's just beyond terrifying. But since this is a single game elimination, I'm gonna do a little cheese. I'm gonna make a coach setting against the Nets and see how well we can do. Oh wait, no, okay. I saw them move on and I thought we lost, but actually we make it into the playoffs as the 7th seed since we beat the Brooklyn Nets in our first play-in game. Wow, it goes into overtime as well. That's absolutely insane. It looks like the others of Brooklyn didn't help out a whole lot, and it looks like Brooklyn makes it into as the 8th seed. Oh, actually, wait, did they? I didn't notice. Oh no, they lost. Oh my god. They actually got blown out by Charlotte. I didn't even read the score. I just sort of assumed that they won. They're not even playing Joe Harris. That's definitely really weird. Anyways, well, Brooklyn doesn't make the playoffs in this simulation, which is kind of funny. The Clippers make it in the West as the 8th seed with Kawhi Leonard now, and the Memphis Grizzlies are also in. But we are going up against the number 2 seeded Ben Simmons, I guess, duo with Joel Embiid, 76ers, and already down Clippers up alongside Joel Embiid defending-wise, but as you can see, he is taking that man's lunch money, and we get swept in the first round. If you look at, what Joel Embiid did to us, just absolutely insanity. Jared Allen got babied, it looks like, pretty badly in that game, only averaging barely 12 points per game, and everyone else doing pretty good, but Joel Embiid obviously averaging a crap ton of points and rebounds, dominated us, and we got swept out of the first round. But, like I said, even if we made the playoffs, it's definitely going to be a sort of successful season. As long as our young guys develop, I won't really care. And also, another upset, we have the Clippers, that's the 8 seed beating Utah. Them having Kawhi back made a big time difference. And they also are matched up against Portland, which they're definitely going to dominate Portland easily, yeah. Wow, okay, so wait, isn't this exactly what the last year's conference finals were? Oh my god. We literally have a rematch of conference finals and NBA finals. And the Bucks, oh my god, the Bucks repeat against the Phoenix Suns. That's crazy. So Giannis wins MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP, and then was last year's Finals MVP. Dang, that's crazy. Good on the Bucks though, but I mean, even if we did make it past the Sixers, which we definitely shouldn't have, I think the Sixers are definitely better than Toronto, or even past. I think we would have won up against the Atlanta Hawks, which I also don't think we could have beaten. We would have had to gone up against the Bucks, which I don't think we would have won either. So you know what? We made the playoffs. We have playoff experience now on a very young team. Let's see what we can do in the offseason. In our first move, I'm sorry guys, and it looks like, DeJounte Murray, that trade looked really juicy, and I want it. So I'm just gonna offer them the same thing they offered me, and it looks like it's a done deal again. So DeJounte Murray for Fred VanVleet and a first round pick. Not too shabby, at least in my opinion. Of course, I think Fred VanVleet is a really good player, but the potential that DeJounte Murray still has, I feel like, is still untapped, even in real life and in 2K. Looks like the Spurs somehow found a way to untap it and turned him into a really great defender and a pretty decent offensive player as well. So he's actually our highest rated overall guy, as you can see, so that's pretty crazy. So we have about 7 guys here that are definitely going to be getting minutes, or even maybe 8 guys that are already going to get minutes, so I don't really need to do a whole lot. Also, trading away Fred VanVleet cleared up a pretty good amount of cap space. Same thing with trading away Pascal Siakam. We have 18 mil, so we can actually sign like a starting potential bench guy, which is going to be a really good thing for us. So I think last year our bench was pretty lackluster. We didn't really have like a whole lot of scoring coming off the bench. So Victor Oladipo, a good vet, could come off the bench. Could just literally just focus on scoring the ball, being maybe a little bit of a two-way player. I think that could be a really good 6-man for us. Even Anthony Simons, who in this current, real life NBA season is playing very well for Portland, for sure. But I'm gonna go with Dennis Schroeder. I think Schroeder, also off the bench, is a very good player. I think him starting isn't where he, at least in my opinion, should be in the NBA. I think him coming off the bench as like a 6-man is a really good role for him. So I think I'm gonna try to do Oladipo, and then if Oladipo doesn't want to sign with us, I'm gonna do Dennis Schroeder. I think those are definitely my 2 main guys. I'm not gonna be able to sign both of them, but if I can get either one, I think that could be definitely a good piece off the bench. And then what else? I don't think we need any more wings again with Anunoby and Scotty Barnes. I feel like it's already pretty much of a clobber of small forwards. So I guess I can see if I can snag Dante DiVincenzo, but if not, maybe just Jeremy Lamb or just a good scorer. Oh, actually, Lonnie Walker. That's actually a pretty decent one too. Just a pure scoring guard off the bench. I think we really need some firepower. So let's see which one I can get. Oh wow, I can actually get all of them. I'm just gonna stick with Oladipo. I think just having him as a 6-man, definitely 6-man of the year type of candidate guy. I think that could be really good. So I think we'll have about 8 mil left in cap space. But said, we don't really need to do anything super crazy with it. Because we don't need any more bigs, I think, because we have Precious and Breach, whatever that dude's last name is. So, just filling out the rest of the roster. As you can see, year number 2, we got a pretty good young squad. DeJounte, Garrett Jr., OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Jared Allen. A little bit of higher overalls. Definitely their potential is starting to show, which is really great to see that. I think it's a good young squad, and you have Oladipo off the bench as well, coming in kind of like a 6-man. You have Tate coming back on his 2nd year. I did re-sign Ricky Rubio if you didn't see that. And also Precious. So, again, this team, again, not title winners, but I think just definitely in a really good spot for the future, and I really love that. I kind of wish that, you know, in real life, the Toronto Raptors could do something like this where they could trade Pascal or Fred VanVleet, or even just keep one of them or trade one of them and just get a little bit of assets that not are going to be tanking for, you know what I mean, but assets that you can win now with, but also just can keep growing and growing and growing, kind of like how they did with the Gary Trent Jr. trade. I feel like that was a really good one. They should do more of those. So we do have the Toronto Raptors as the #1 seed, which is pretty amazing. Boston right behind them. The Bulls are looking a lot better. We also have the Charlotte Hornets, who are looking like basically the same team. Same thing with our rival 76ers. Interesting. The Wizards. Brooklyn. I feel like Brooklyn always sucks the 2nd year for some reason. I don't know why. I just think it's because the CPU doesn't know how to build a team well. They always make the Sixers suck. The Nets suck. Pacers are struggling. Why are the Lakers last? Wait. Did they trade LeBron? This is actually the first time this has ever happened in any of my rebuilds ever. LeBron retired. Yes. Let me know if that has ever happened to any of your guys' rebuilds ever. LeBron James retired. I guess LeBron was tired of Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis so much that he decided to quit playing basketball. So the Lakers are now the worst team in the NBA, which is pretty crazy, but hey, it is what it is. Fred VanVleet on the Spurs is actually having a pretty decent showing off, which is really cool to see that. But of course, the Pelicans and the Memphis Grizzlies of the West, 2K loves these teams, so definitely need to worry about those guys later on if we do have to face them off. Obviously, Luka Doncic, scoring leader. I feel like Luka is always the scoring leader. In 2K, it's super annoying. He's also leading the league in assists. And then Joel Embiid leading the league in rebounds. But let's take a look at our team, actually. Against Scotty Barnes. All the way up to an 88 overall, up there with DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray is a 90 overall. I have no idea what the Spurs did this specific rebuild, but they used up DeJounte Murray so much that he's just playing amazing, and Jared Allen is playing very well. Like, again, I wasn't trading for the best possible player, but I just wanted the best possible fit. I feel like Jared Allen fits very well with this team right now. OG Anunoby, a little bit of a disappointment, only an 84. He was once the best player on the team, and now he's starting to slow down a little bit on his progression. And then even Victor Oladipo is starting to turn out to be a very good piece coming off the bench. I love this team. I think this team is really good. Now, could we win a title? I mean, probably not. I think it depends if we go up against like the Bucks or some team like that, but we could definitely sneak in there, I feel. Daniel Gafford wins 6-Man of the Year, stole it from Victor Oladipo. Obviously, Giannis always wins Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, Jonathan Kuminga wins Most Improved Player for the Warriors. I actually really like that. That's definitely a big possibility that could happen next year for sure. Oh wow, that's why Memphis was the #1 seed, because John Morant was All-NBA first team. How do we still not have a player on the All-NBA team, man? That's so annoying. Anthony Davis all by himself, though, in LA, looking like he's good enough to make an All-NBA team. That's pretty cool. So, over in the East, oh wow, so the Pistons and the Wizards are looking pretty good this year in 2K. That's pretty wild. And and the Sixers looking like they were battling the Knicks. We are Knicks fans right now, trying to get the Pistons, trying to get the Sixers out of the playoffs. So as of right now, we are Knicks fans. Dang it. Okay, well, it looks like the Milwaukee Bucks are the odd men out of the playoff race, but the Sixers did make it in. So did the Knicks for the 8th seed, and then over in the West we have the Suns and the Dallas Mavericks, yeah, as the 7 and 8 seed as well. That's pretty wild for sure. So Philadelphia, definitely really need to worry about them, and as you can see here from the first game, they are right now 5-0 against us in the playoffs. So as you know, ASMballeR taking I guess action into his own hands and makes a coach setting change. Coach settings are definitely super OP in the 2K sim, but you know what? I think we definitely needed to go up against the Sixer team, and we reverse sweep them, which is kind of nice. As you can see, like no funny business or anything that's going on, but I don't know. All I really did was again just tighten up the rotation a little bit, and then also I did change some players and defensive schemes and stuff like that to make sure players are guarding the right guys. But yeah, I mean, of course, Joel Embiid is always going to, absolutely light us up, but everyone else really struggled, and that's exactly what we needed. It looks like Boston also made it past the Knicks and the Wizards, going to the second round too. And in the West, we have the Denver Nuggets actually making it past, and then Portland absolutely blowing it against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So honestly, again, I think Denver is the team I'm most worried about. So we're just gonna have to see how well they can do. But anyways, we have to get past our own round first, which is the Chicago Bulls, which I don't think I'm really too worried about because most of their guys are perimeter players, and we are a really good perimeter defending team. So yeah, we blew by them. Having players like DeJounte and Scotty and Anunoby, I'm not too worried about offensive wing players, even though some of them have pretty good games, but even Vucevic didn't even play all that well, which is really good for us. Yeah, this is just like the normal Chicago Bulls team. I don't know why they struggled so much. They even have Brook Lopez, which is kind of cool, but yeah. I mean, geez, man, like DeJounte Murray, like, I still have no idea what they were giving him down there in San Antonio in the 2K sim, but definitely worked out pretty well. But of course, we are going up against another 2K sim team. They always seem to do really well, are the Boston Celtics, and in the West, we have Memphis and the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. So man, if we make it past the Celtics, which I think will be a very hard test, we could definitely win a title this year, which I was actually thinking about doing a 3-year rebuild, but man, we're actually making a pretty decent run right now. Just barely winning this game by 5 points. Actually losing this game by 5 points, my bad. Scotty Barnes being our best player, we definitely need a little bit more help from our guys here. Let's see what we can do. Another 3-1. Can we do another another 4-1 series? Oh my god. You know what? I think we definitely really lucked out with having to avoid like the Nets or the Milwaukee Bucks or anyone like that. Thank God for 2K, and thankfully we also signed Victor Oladipo here because he was actually our leading scorer for game 5, which that's beautiful. That's perfect. So it looks like we're going up against the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA Finals, and again, I'm just showing you guys. Thank God we didn't have to go up against the Bucks or the Nets. Really helped us out a lot. And now we're in the NBA Finals, and again, this is definitely like the least realistic playoffs I've ever seen ever. But taking a look at who the Grizzlies have, they are just the normal Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr. is looking like he's playing very well, which is great. But no offense, I'm not really worried about this team. Oh, actually, okay, they got a game on us. Not bad for game 3. I mean, John Morant was, I think, All-NBA first team or second team in the sim, which was pretty good. But again, with like DeJounte and all of our guard play and perimeter play, it's a GG. It's a GG. I was actually really thinking about making this a 3-year rebuild, but we definitely guards have a more ball-dominant role like he is, as you're seeing right now in his rookie year. Him adjusting to that more and more is exactly what Toronto needs to do. I do think they do need to move on from Pascal Siakam. I do feel like they can do a rebuild while also contending. I think they're doing a pretty good job as of right now, and definitely throughout the season they're showing that too. So